Hey, hello. Right, so I am not going to start just yet. Sorry, I'm going to put up this big warning right now. This will be spoilers for the end of Fire Emblem Engage I am going to talk about just now. So if you do not wish to be spoiled on the ending of Fire Emblem Engage, and you do not wish to hear anything about the major plot points, please just fuck off right now. I've warned you, there are going to be spoilers ahead. If you do not wish to hear them and you continue listening, it's your own fucking fault, right? Okay then. So, I'm just going to be walking around the thumbnails now while I talk about this. I gotta do something, right? So, I just reached the end of Fire Emblem Engage, like, fucking 2 hours ago. Just 2 hours ago, yes. And at that time, a theory has popped in my head. A very, 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 very fucking insane theory, but it actually fits the profile of what we're given for the final emblem. The emblem that Sombron brought with him from his homeworld. Right, so who do I want to get support with? I wanted, well, we've got stuff, is it Mavia? Mavia and Celine. Right, so, so yes, I was, oh, I can't get any more until I, right, okay, cause yeah, this is technically right before I went for the final battle, so I've already used all that. Yeah, I was in the bath, and I was thinking, away, and an idea popped in my head. So, Sombron describes his emblem as being a solitary figure who shunned all bonds and fought all his enemies alone. And that he wanted to be like this emblem. And shun all bonds, and that's why he never, you know, I shouldn't be able to do this either, should I? That's why the way he acted the way he did, because he was, he thought this emblem was strong and wanted to emulate him. So he found this emblem to be a very strong solitary warrior who shunned all bonds and was one of the strongest emblems. I mean, fuck you, Ike's the strongest. But yeah, so that was the reason. His reasoning in all this is there's new market in the flea market. New stock in the flea market. Hey! Anyway, that was his reasoning for it all. Was he was looking for this emblem, and that's why he wanted to leave. Was to go find this emblem.
Feel free to come again.
Right, so he was wanting to go find this emblem, and you know, he was on this destructive spree, wanting to go find the emblem, and he sort of fucking was an arsehole to everybody, trying to be the loner type, not caring for anybody, blah 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 blah. So that's the information he gave us on the emblem. So the emblem, his invocation is burn us, emblem of foundations. And when he invokes it, the screen edges go white as you look out from his point of view, as he looks at Aaliyah and Vale. Initially I wondered if Vale was going to be the emblem that he was talking about, because she had a very solitary lifestyle, blah blah blah, but she never had the whole battling all her enemies on her own thing, right? Well, I better give him Mavia his ring, because that's the main story over, so now I can give him his ring of Edelgard.
We shall win.
Right, so I was wondering, is his well, I was wondering at the time was Vale was his emblem. That doesn't fit her profile at all. I looked online briefly before I went for my bath, and some people were suggesting that it was Marth's ancestor, the one who originally got Naga's tooth. And it doesn't seem to fit him either, to be honest with you. I don't believe it fits him.
News?
So, and another one is Alear himself. Was that Emblem? I don't think so either. He would have recognised Alear outright when Alear was first born as being his emblem. So I don't think it's that either. And then when I was in the bath, an idea hit me. So he described his emblem as being a solitary figure who battled all alone without ever forging a bond, and that he himself emulated that in himself. He wanted to fight like his emblem, never forging bonds. So yes, that's nice, but he himself exactly fits the description of his emblem. Like, he exactly fits his own emblem's description. Now this is a point of note. He actually fits his own emblem's description to a T. So here's my thought. He is his own emblem. Like Alear is his own emblem, the emblem of fire. And when you're in the final battle, Sombron looks at Alear as he summons himself. And Alear says, "Connect us, emblem of fire." And then Sombron has a look on his face as if he's just realised something. I realised why he can't summon his own emblem. Because he never could. He is his emblem. But before he became his own emblem, he could summon his own emblem. But in that battle, at the end, Sombron became his own emblem. Is the viewpoint I have. That in the very final battle, Sombron became his own emblem. Alright, so that sounds absolutely fucking crazy. Yes. But it may actually be true. Sombron might have become his own fucking emblem. Oh, he can buy defense +5. Right, so Sombron may have become his own emblem. And yeah, that's my viewpoint, as Sombron became his own emblem in that final battle against Alear. The lone warrior who stood against everyone. And forged no bonds, ever. Even rejecting his own son, Alear. And own daughter, Vale. He rejected bonds from everyone. So he could find this emblem. And he never will find the fucking emblem because he is the emblem. And Marth even pointed out, even if you find this emblem in their own world, it won't be them. Because they'll be a different person. And that suits him to a T again. He is his own emblem, is all I can say. Right, so so my other part of this is that Sombron was able to bring his emblem over from his own world to here. So Sombron was able to bring his own emblem over to here. She needs something along quality time, like, man. And the only person we know who can do that is Alir. Alir can bring himself over the portal as an emblem. And Sombron's sudden shock at seeing Alir summon himself as an emblem might have sparked the idea in his mind that his own emblem was... Alir could become an emblem and summon himself and travel over the worlds. Even though he has no right doing so because the rules of the emblems mean that he can't do it. But he bypassed those rules by becoming his own emblem and wearing his own ring. So Alir bypassed all the rules of the emblems, being unable to leave the world that they guard, by becoming his own emblem. And then Sombron brought an emblem from a world that didn't belong into this world. So my thought on that is the reason that Sombron was able to bring his emblem over to this world is because he was his own emblem. And that's why he was able to bring the... he used the ring of his own emblem and brought it over to this world. But the kicker is he became an emblem in this world. So he couldn't stay in this world as an emblem. So he became the guardian of another world. That other world was his home world. In the past, before he was born. And he got his own fucking ring. And became like Alir. It's a fucking kicker. Sombron was his own fucking emblem. And the reason he was able to bring it over is like how Alir was able to cross over the portal without disappearing. When Marth and all that disappeared, the reason Alir didn't disappear was because, simple reason being that Alir actually was his own emblem and wearing his own ring. And the reason Sombron was able to bring his emblem over to this world, because he was wearing his own ring. But I think that the moment he disappeared after summoning himself at the end, Barna's Emblem of Foundation, when he said that at the end, the screens went white and he looked at Alir. I don't think it was because Alir was that emblem. I think it's because he looked at Alir and realised that Alir was like him. An emblem and is summoned by himself. And he looked at Alir and just it clicked in his head. That Alir was like him, just an emblem that summoned itself. And the reason he couldn't summon himself in this world, the reason why he disappeared, was the reason his own emblem disappeared was because at that moment he was trying to summon himself and his emblem was never there. The emblem was never actually with him. It was always himself. And the reason he stopped thinking it was there is when he forged bonds with other people in that village. But not realising that it was just simply that it was never there. He thought it was the emblem left him, which is not true. It's just simply that he was just, when he found people he stopped hallucinating that this emblem that doesn't exist was there. Because he no longer needed. He no longer needed this person because he had people, but he thought it left him, which isn't true. It never left him. He just no longer needed this manifestation of his own mind. So it sent him a bit fucking crazy. And then that was him. He was off. I never use that, do I? Yeah, so, like I was saying, it was never... his emblem was never gone, it was just that... he was never there, and he never realised it, and when he looked at Alir at the end of the game as he disappeared, he realised that Alir was his own emblem that could survive in another world, but it was he never summoned himself beside himself, it was just, he was always there. And he realised that the emblem he was trying to summon was always there because it was him. So yeah, he realised that he was his own emblem, and as he faded, he was becoming an emblem. He didn't die. He was becoming an emblem. At that point, as he faded away and the vision went white, he was becoming an emblem and getting sent to his own world to eventually protect himself. So that is my thought on the matter. I mean, I could probably have just like made up a fucking script for this shit, but I just went for it. I just winged it, right? Okay, I winged it. So yeah, that is my thoughts and theory of the matter. I believe that Sombron is his own emblem, and he summoned himself. And at the end, as he said, Burna's emblem of foundations, he finally realised it. That he was his own emblem, and he was becoming, at that point, the Sombron from this world became the emblem who gets sent to the other world where he originally came from. So in the end, he actually realised who he was. And that, I know it sounds fucking crazy, right? I know this sounds motherfucking crazy, and that nobody might ever believe this, and I don't care. That is my take on it. He is in fact his own fucking emblem, and he summoned, at the end he didn't die, he simply summoned himself to another world. Isn't that ass backwards? Now void goes up to 5, okay. Yeah, so as I was saying, I was just busy looking at this shit and didn't know what the fuck I'm doing. Oh! You make it effective against things like Corrupted Dragon. Okay. You can't do that for that because it's already got effective on it. Right, okay. Anyway, yeah, so that is my just take on the matter is Somron was in fact his own emblem and he summoned himself at the end to his own world. When he said burn us, emblem of foundations, at the very end he summoned himself to his own home world as an emblem at that point. And that's the reason he was able to bend the rules. He never broke any rules as an emblem by bringing himself to this world. Because he was following the same rules as a leader. As an emblem wearing his own, someone who is a living person and an emblem at the same time, wearing his own ring, he was able to cross the worlds with his as an emblem. The only emblem to do that, other than Sombron. Yes. So, I can't iterate it again. That is just my hot take on it. Believe it, don't believe it. But there is one other candidate I had for the emblem, but it doesn't fit. Because Sombron would have recognised this person immediately, whereas Sombron not recognising himself as an adult when he's a child is understandable. And seeing yourself as a child and then fucking seeing yourself in a mirror years and years and years later, you would not recognise yourself. So it's understandable he didn't recognise himself as his own emblem. I mean, honestly, if you were to take a picture of yourself back in time and show it to your younger self, and then when you grew up and looked at yourself in the mirror, would you recognise that person in the picture? Would you clearly remember that person in the picture? No, you would not. Especially if it was years and years before. And he only ever seen himself as an adult years and years and years later, after he became an adult. And then, yeah, so it all fits really to me why he can't remember who his emblem looks like. It is just a fucking natural you wouldn't remember yourself. Because you try to think back and clearly remember the faces of people you saw when you were a child. And there will be people you forgot. Some stranger shows you a random photograph of someone in your childhood and you try to remember who that is, you will have forgotten it. Well, there's all the emblems, by the way. I just realised that all these emblems are sitting right there. Hang on.
There's the divine. I'll be here.
Hang on. That's all the emblems in a ring around here. This is a side thing. You don't have to keep listening at this point if you don't want to. And but these are all 12 emblems around here. And in the middle is a sun. The sun. The fire. The emblem of fire. The emblem of fire. odd. So anyway, yeah, Sombron. He 100% fits his own emblem description. So yeah, that's, like I said, that's my hot take, and you can take that away if you want. You can ignore it, you can fucking argue it, you can do whatever you want. That is my viewpoint on it. Sombron is the emblem of Foundations. And he summoned himself and became an emblem at the end of the game, and he didn't die, he was turned into an emblem and transported to his home world, where he became a guardian in that world as an emblem. And then he brought himself to here, and eventually faded because he became like a Lear, an emblem who is his own self. But when the emblem faded, he didn't realise that it was because he was his own emblem. He thought the emblem abandoned him, and blamed the people of the village. So yeah, my take, whatever you want to do with it, your choice. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. See you again.